Hello everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. Amid rising fuel prices across the country, in a major development today, the central government has announced a relief for all the customers, all the citizens in the country. The central government, the Modi government today has announced that it will reduce the central excise duty on both petrol and diesel. The central has said that the central excise duty on petrol will be reduced by 8 rupees per litre, whereas central excise duty on diesel will be reduced by 6 rupees per litre. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today tweeted about this on her Twitter handle, and she said that the government has decided to reduce the central excise duty on petrol by 8 rupees per litre and diesel by 6 rupees per litre, and that effectively reduces the price of petrol and diesel in the country. The petrol and diesel prices will be there will be a reduction of 9.5 rupees per litre after the central excise duty reduction in petrol, whereas if we look at the diesel prices, then the original price of diesel for which you purchase 1 litre of diesel, that will be reduced by 7 rupees per litre. So basically you get a relief of 9.5 rupees per litre on petrol and a relief of 7 rupees per litre on diesel. However, as you all know, in the last few months, especially after the outbreak of Russia-Ukraine war, especially since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war, after the disruption of global supply chain, the oil prices across the world, they just went up. Especially in India, the country was already facing a massive fuel crisis. The country was already facing surge in prices of fuel, both petrol and diesel. And in several parts of the countries, several cities of the country, the prices of petrol and diesel also reached up to more than 100 rupees. For example, in Mumbai, people are getting petrol for 120 rupees per litre, and also diesel had touched in many cities across the country 100 plus. So many people now might feel that while this is a slight reduction in the prices, still in many parts the petrol and diesel prices remain above 100 rupees. So while this is a reduction, while this is a relief from the central government, this is not the reduction that say people might have expected. However, the government says whatever it could do, it has done. Apart from this, Nirmala Sitharaman has posted a 12-tweet thread on her Twitter handle. Let me read out to you. In the first tweet, she says that the Modi government, since they took the office, devoted to the welfare of the poor. We have taken a number of steps to help the poor and the middle class. As a result, the average inflation during the tenure has remained lower than during the previous governments. Now, in fact, the Modi government was being attacked by the opposition for the rising prices of fuel, not only the fuel prices but also the prices of LPG gas cylinders, which also increased in the last few weeks, as well as the prices of vegetables, the prices of other commodities that rose in the last few weeks. Along with that, we also saw that CPI and WPI inflation also rose in the past few weeks. So in the second tweet, she says that today the world is passing through a difficult time. Even as the world is recovering from COVID-19 pandemic, the Ukraine conflict has brought in supply chain problems and shortages of various goods. This is resulting in inflation and economic distress in a lot of countries. So Nirmala Sitharaman says that India is not the only one facing the economic crisis. India is not the only one which is facing the problem of inflation, but there are several other countries which are impacted due to the global supply chain disruption that happened due to Ukraine conflict. She further says that even during the pandemic, the Modi government set a paradigm of welfare, especially with PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, and this is now acknowledged and appreciated the world over. Despite the challenging international situation, the Modi government ensured that there are no shortages or scarcity of essential goods. Even a few developed countries could not escape some shortages of disruption. We are committed to ensure that prices of essential items are kept under control. She further says that despite rising fertilizer prices globally, we have protected our farmers from such a price hike. In addition to the fertilizer subsidy, this is where she announces the major decisions that have been taken by the government. She says that in addition to the fertilizer subsidy of 1.05 lakh crore rupees in the budget, an additional amount of 1.10 lakh crore rupees is being provided to further cushion the farmer. This is what the announcement is for the farmers, that there will be a fertilizer subsidy amounting to 1.10 lakh crore rupees in addition to the already the subsidy that was already provided in the budget. Further on, she says that PMO India, Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi, has specifically asked all the arms of the government to work with sensitivity and give relief to the common man, and keeping in line with Prime Minister Modi's commitment to help the poor and the common man, today the government is announcing more steps to help our people. One of the steps is reducing the central excise duty on petrol by 8 rupees per litre and diesel by 6 rupees per litre. As I said, this will reduce the price of petrol by 9.5 rupees per litre and diesel by 7 rupees per litre. It will have a revenue implication for the government of around 1 lakh crore per year for the government. Now, this is what the reduction will cost the government. If the government reduces the petrol and diesel excise duty by 8 rupees per litre on petrol and 6 rupees per litre on diesel, then the government will have a hit of 1 lakh crore per year. This is what Nirmala Sitharaman has said. She further says that she wishes to exhort all the state governments, especially the states where reduction wasn't done even during the last round, that is November 2021, to also implement a similar cut and give relief to the common man. Now, if you remember, last year also, around November 2021, the central government had reduced the excise duty. However, the central government then complained that several state governments had not followed the suit. Although several BJP ruled states had, in fact, in line with the centre's decision to cut excise duty, they had also cut down the duties on the fuel. But several opposition ruled government did not. They said that they cannot do it because the revenue that is generated, and they are also not getting the GST compensation from the centre. They had given several reasons for not cutting the excise duty, but now in this particular tweet she says that with the second round of excise duty reduction, the central government expects that all the state governments, including those ruled by the opposition parties, will also follow the suit, and they will also reduce the state duties on petrol and diesel. Further on, she says that this year we will give a subsidy of 200 rupees per gas cylinder up to 12 cylinders for over 9 crore beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. This will help our mothers and sisters. This will have a revenue implication of around 6,100 crore per year for the Modi government. So the subsidy has once again begun. We had seen last week that the prices of domestic gas cylinders also rose, and in metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, the LPG gas cylinders would be costing something around 1,000 rupees or more than 1,000 rupees. So 200 rupees subsidy the government will start this year once again. The subsidy scheme was there. However, during pandemic, several beneficiaries had reported that they stopped receiving this subsidy directly into their bank account. But now the government says that it will once again give a subsidy of 200 rupees per gas cylinder to over 9 crore beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Further on, she says that we are also reducing the custom duty on raw materials and intermediaries for plastic products where our import dependence is high. This will result in reduction of cost of final product. Then she says that similarly, the government is calibrating custom duty on raw materials and intermediaries for iron and steel to reduce their prices. Import duty on some raw materials of steel will also be reduced, and export duty on some steel product will be levied, and this will help the MSMEs, the iron and steel sector. Further, she says in her last tweet that measures are being taken up to improve the availability of cement and through better logistics to reduce the cost of cement. Notification with specific details on all of the above will be issued by the Government of India within the next hour. So within the next 1 hour, we can expect that there will be a detailed notification from the government telling us what exactly are the reductions that it is planning, apart from the tweets that Nirmala Sitharaman has posted. But as of now, we know that the excise duty, the central excise duty on fuel, both petrol and diesel, has been reduced, although that does not significantly translate into the cost that the common man is bearing, because in a lot of cities, as I said, the cost of petrol and diesel still is above 100 rupees even after this reduction is implemented. As well as in many countries, many beneficiaries, according to Nirmala Sitharaman, 9 crore beneficiaries in India, across India, will get the benefit of the subsidy scheme that government will be launching. That is 200 rupees subsidy the government will give to those 9 crore beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So effectively reducing the prices of domestic gas cylinder. If it is 1000 rupees, it will be 800 rupees, because 200 rupees you will get as a subsidy. So that is what we know right now. But let's wait for the detailed notification from the government to know what exactly is the reduction that government is planning.